What's going on, YouTube? It's your main man, Mr. Council, back with another one. Saturday Motivation. You know how we do. I chose Saturday because Saturday is a day that's uniquely your own. Most people work a 9 to 5, so by the time they get to Saturday, they feel it's that time to take their foot off the gas. But most artists, business minds, creatives understand that Saturday is the day to put your foot on the gas and handle your business. I can't stand here long, literally, because I barely have any phone memory left, so I'm gonna have to dump a lot of my videos and pictures and figure out how I can create some space so I can keep coming to you week after week. I'm running a little bit late today because I had a coaches meeting. I coach basketball on top of everything else I do. I'm excited to be back coaching the boys again, and the meeting ran a little long. It was early this morning, and now I'm about to go to the gym after, so I literally can't stay on here for so long. But I wanted to pop in here for a moment to try to provide some motivation. I don't have a question today, but just a reminder to stop and smell your roses. Stop and smell the roses. I feel like so often, especially myself included, as a content creator, I get caught up in hard work and dedication. I always talk about discipline is the key to success. Hard work and sacrifice will take care of the rest. But too often we get so caught up in the work that we're doing day to day that we don't take time to stop and appreciate the things that we've done, the lives that we've changed, the impacts that we've made on the world. And oftentimes when you take that reflection time, it's not just time to kind of pat yourself on the back, but it's that fuel to keep moving forward. A lot of times when you're in situations like mine, when you've been trying to become successful in your craft for 20 plus years, you get to, you find a lot of moments where you doubt your calling. You doubt what you're doing, because a lot of times people say that, if you haven't accomplished a certain amount, then, maybe you should be thinking about doing something else. And a lot of times that's true. Oftentimes that really is true. But in cases like mine, I just don't feel like it is, because like I talked about in weeks past about being patient, because oftentimes when you're being led, you're not working on your time. And a lot of times people give up right before things are about to change for themselves. Like they put in so much work and they don't really see, like if they just pushed a little bit further, they were right there on the cusp of their dream or their new reality. And I think when you take the time to stop and smell the roses, or really stop to appreciate your accomplishments, you realize the greatness that you've accomplished, and it gives you that fuel to move forward. And because I was leaving a coaches meeting, it kind of popped into my mind right before I got on here. As a basketball coach, I haven't been the most successful. I've had a couple really good seasons where we made the playoffs and done some decent things. But I remember when I first started coaching, we barely could win a game. And oftentimes that was because of talent, and oftentimes it was because of me, my lack of knowledge of how to get the best out of my players. And a lot of times I doubted, like when I would have a lot of seasons where we would win 1 or 2, maybe 3 games, if any, it would be a real struggle for me to get back and motivate the guys to keep fighting and to keep pushing forward. And then I hit a point where I had a groove where we were doing some really good things. But when you don't have a bunch of seasons where you're at the top, or where you're winning championships and you're killing in the playoffs, a lot of times it's hard to find that energy to keep going. It really is. But when I stop and think about it, I've gotten to a point where I've gotten almost 20 kids to play high school basketball. And out of those 20 kids to play high school basketball, I've seen 4 play college basketball. And so when I think about it, like I always tell you, you have to remove yourself. It's not about me, and it wasn't about them winning with me. It was about what I was able to teach them, what I was able to learn from them, and what they would accomplish after they left me. And a lot of players that I've had in the past have come back to me and asked me to train them. I've trained them for years in the gym, not for money, just because I wanted to help them, because I don't have any sons or daughters of my own. So a lot of times the students that I work with, I see them as my children. So if they need me, I'm there. And so I'm saying that to say, if I were to judge my coaching from my record on the court, I could look at it and say maybe I've had an unsuccessful career. But when I look at it from what my guys have accomplished with me and after me, I couldn't ask for anything more. And that gives me the gumption to go back week after week, take time to learn new plays, and take time to learn new drills that I can teach them and make them better. Take time to figure out how to increase strength and endurance in your body, and to be able to train these young men to be able to be successful once they leave me. So as a coach, I realized I might not get that many wins on the court, especially with the talent that I'm up against. But as long as I can create players that are going to leave me and become successful in some capacity from my influence, that's all I could ever ask for. That's all I could ever ask for. And to me, that's true success, because I don't have to hoist up a championship trophy standing next to them as their coach. I sat there and I saw one of my former players hoist the state championship trophy as a player. I saw that same kid go on to walk on to make UConn's team the year after they won a national title. And that same young man is now coaching on the high school level. Those are my roses. I didn't have to hoist up a championship trophy with him. I get to sit back and watch him grow and develop into a great young man. Shout out to Yasser, by the way. That's my young dude. But I just wanted to say, take time to stop and smell your roses, because the path that you're on, you might not always see the end goal. You might not know how God is using you. And that's why you have to remove yourself. So when you have a mission, when you have something that's burning inside you, that's something that He's placed in your heart. And so whether you see it as a victory or not is not the measurement of the success of that accomplishment. You have to look at things through a different lens. So it's not always about hoisting up a championship trophy. Sometimes you have to be the one to sit on the sideline and watch as someone else hoists up that championship trophy. And it's great if you had a hand in it some sort of way. And you don't have to stand in that and just be a braggart about that, but just understand that God found a way to use you. And even though you don't see that success, or you might not be able to live that success, somebody else can live that success, and you can say you had your hand in it. And so just understand, work hard, continue to work on all the things that you're trying to do with your life, but take time to stop and smell the roses. Because if you don't watch and see and appreciate the small accomplishments, you'll never really appreciate what you get when you really get your dream. When you're really living your reality, you won't really be able to appreciate it, because you didn't stop and appreciate the little wins along the way. So once you get to where you're going, you'll just think, what next? And you'll have no appreciation for what God has done for you in the moment. You have to stop and appreciate what God is doing for you right now amidst your struggles. Because even though you might not be able to see the end game, it's coming if you keep working hard and you keep persevering. So like I said, I barely have any memory left, but I had to stop and motivate somebody today to stop and smell your roses, because what you're doing is valuable. You are special, you are incredible, and the work that you're doing is meaningful. Please understand that this day. That's my time. Peace to all my people in the struggle.